Should you share some of your human medications with your dog or with your cat? Yes, if you want to save money. No, if you don't want to accidentally kill them. But let me explain. I'm Dr. Orion, a veterinarian and a veterinary behavior specialist. In my line of work, many times we use human medications like gabapentin, Prozac, and even benzodiazepines like Valium or Xanax. This is called extra label use. That means that the FDA, which is the regulatory body in the United States, didn't label these medications for specific species or for specific purposes. For example, Prozac is not labeled for aggression, but we do use it in those situations as well. Now, is it illegal? No, it's legal as long as we're first using the animal options, if there are any. So, for example, there's a medication called Reconcile, which has the same active ingredient, fluoxetine, but is specifically for dogs. And by the way, specifically for dogs with separation anxiety, not aggression. Even if I use that medication for something like aggression or other fear conditions, then I'm using it off label. But let's say I tried this medication and it wasn't effective and I want to try something else, I'm still allowed to do it. I'm still allowed to use medications off label. And many times the human version is going to be a lot cheaper than the veterinary version. Another thing that's important is that whoever is prescribing you that medication, the veterinarian that's prescribing you the medication, tells you that we are going to use this medication off label. You should know that you're going to use a medication that was not intended or at least wasn't labeled for that specific situation or for that specific species. And of course, explain all the side effects and how to give it, etc., etc. So it's legal. Many times it's the best option. And also many times it's a lot cheaper than using the veterinary brands. That doesn't mean that it's not as safe. It just means that we just don't have a company that went and paid a lot of money and did a lot of research to label it with the FDA. That's something that might cost them millions of dollars sometimes. But it's really, really, really important that a professional is prescribing those medications. Don't take your Prozac, don't take your gabapentin and just give it to your pet. Dosages can be completely different. The effect can be very, very, very different between you and your pet, so you should know what to expect. And of course, it's illegal. Now, just so you know, some medications that are very, very safe in people, for example, ibuprofen, even if it's ibuprofen for kids, can actually be very toxic in some species that are not people. You'll be surprised how many times I treated patients for almost dying because of the toxic effects of those medications that were given to them by their owners. And not once and not twice, many times the owners were human physicians. They were actually medical doctors, but they assumed wrongly that if it's safe for kids, it's also going to be safe for the cat or for the dog. But a cat is not a little kid. And by the way, a cat is not a small dog. So even medications that are safe for dogs are not necessarily safe for cats. And that also includes medications that are over the counter. So you can buy them for you without needing any prescription for your doctor. But if you use it on your dog or on your cat, it can kill them. So my recommendation is to always, always, always have a veterinarian prescribe you the medications, or at least advise you to use a specific brand, a specific dosage, a specific frequency, even if it's an over-the-counter medication. And best is to have it in writing. That means that they're liable because they prescribed you with the medication. Now, the reason that I'm doing this video is because I watched this ex-veterinarian, he's a veterinarian that isn't licensed anymore, recommending people to use all kinds of medications without having a veterinarian involved. saying that that's how they're gonna save some money. Yes, they are probably gonna save money, but again, if you don't have a vet involved in the situation and something happens, you might kill your pet. I hope you gained something from this video, so please like and subscribe, and let me know what other things you would like me to cover. Hopefully I could do it in the future. In the meanwhile, watch this video here.